Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Danny. This is the 1st of August. This video will probably be updated or uploaded a little bit later, but it is the 1st of August and I'm here to film a Flosstube extra. Basically, this is going to be a video about my Arbitrary August plans, as well as a mid-year WIP parade to show you what I did so far and what I still want to achieve this year. Probably this will take quite some time. I like to ramble about my cross-stitching. That's the whole reason I started those videos back in 2019. So yeah, settle in. I'm going to start talking about my projects and probably not going to stop. I still have to hurry up a little bit. It's already 7 p.m. It was a long day. I have already filmed my update video. That one's presently uploading to YouTube, so that one should be up soonish. And yeah, I'm now going to show you all my projects once again. I tend to do an update video right before my WIP parades because for me, I like the update videos, you should be able to follow along without missing anything, even if you don't watch my Flosstube extras, my WIP parades. That's just the way I like to do it, because I also do have the time most of the times. Today, as I said, it's going to get late, but nevertheless, that's the way I want to do it. So I want to do an update video right before an Arbitrary August or a WIP parade. So whenever I then do my next update video, you are still up to date, even if you don't watch my WIP parade. Kind of like that. So yeah, I already did that. So now I'm going to do my Arbitrary August video, and afterwards I then start filming with my first clip for my vlog style videos that I'm going to do during Arbitrary August, or so the whole month of August. And then I'm done with filming and it will have taken me a long time. I think my first video I started at around 6 p.m. so I'm actually super happy that I'm already as far as being able to upload it. So that's nice. But now I'm going to do my WIP parade. Okay, Arbitrary August. What is it? Basically, Sarah, Stitchin' Mummy, she founded Arbitrary August back in 2018. And I started stitching in 2019, so the first year I wasn't able to participate. I did not know cross-stitching existed, at least not as a hobby that's not for grandmas. So when I started stitching in the beginning of 2019, I started watching Flosstube and I kind of got sucked into this whole other world, and I was really excited because there were people out there and they talked about cross-stitching. In my life, I had no one to really talk about all my projects and stuff, so I really enjoyed the possibility of those videos, and that's why I started doing those videos, I think 3 or 4 months after I started stitching, so super soon after I started with my stitching. And I think in June 2019 I then started videos, and then I decided to participate in Arbitrary August for the first time in 2019 because it really sounded amazing. But it sounded especially amazing if you had a lot of projects to choose from. So you really didn't know what projects you were going to stitch on during that month. So as I did not have a whole lot of projects yet, I decided for my first year of Arbitrary August, I would stitch one day on a random WIP, and then I had a 2-day rotation on a random start. So basically, through the whole month of August, I stitched on, I think, 11 WIPs, and I had 10 new starts, which was super amazing. But there were a lot of full coverage projects that got chosen for my random starts because I had a lot of full coverage projects kitted up. And a lot of those I still have with me this year and will have with me for the next few years. So it was a really nice idea and I really enjoyed the progress of it and the experience of that first Arbitrary August. But I knew that wasn't something I wanted to do again in 2020. Not only because I then had quite a few projects, but a lot of those full coverage and on a lot of those full coverages I had very high goals, but also because I did not want to have that many WIPs. So in 2020, that was my year of full coverage. And basically, I did choose every day randomly, but Monday to Saturday, I think, I did choose from my full coverage pool and did stitch on a full coverage project. And on Sunday, I then stitched on a non-full coverage WIP. And those I chose randomly as well. That year, I think I used the Tiny Decisions app, and somehow, though 3 of those 5 non-full coverage days I had, the same project got chosen. It was okay because I wanted to do quite a lot of progress on that one, but it was also quite a lot of stitching on that. And then last year, I did stitch on a random project every day out of all of my projects, except for those I had already finished my year-end goal. And that's exactly what I'm going to do this year as well. This year, I have 14 WIPs at the moment, but 5 of those I have already finished my year-end goal. So basically, during the whole month of August, I'm going to choose out of 9 projects and stitch on whatever gets chosen for the day. I'm going to come or do a little snippet of video every morning where I'm going to show you what I did stitch on the day before, what I achieved, and then together with you spin the Tiny Decisions app on my phone in a wheel where all my projects are in, where I haven't finished my year-end goal on yet. And then I will show you my starting point for that project, and that's basically it. And every Monday I then will upload 1 week of those vlog style video parts together as an as an update video every Monday. So far, so good. I will still have a travel project, so that travel project will come with me to work wherever I go, where I might be able to stitch, but it will also be in the rotation. So hopefully on that one I will make actually quite good progress. I'm going to talk about that when it comes up. So for this video, I'm now going to show you all my WIPs. But I'm first going to start with the 9 that are actually in my rotation for this month. And after I'm done with those, I'm then going to show you the 5 where I have already finished my year-end goal. For all of my projects, I'm going to talk about them, of course, but I'm also going to show you a picture of what that project looked like the beginning of the year, what I have already achieved, and what I still want to achieve for the rest of the year as my year-end goal. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to tell you at the beginning. No, as I said, in 2019 I started a lot of full coverage projects during the month of August for my Arbitrary August back then. I do like to stitch on their projects if they have their birthday. For the month of August, I have 6 birthdays during that month, 6 full coverage pieces. 3 of those I have already finished my year-end goal, so I'm not going to stitch on those for their birthday. But for 3, I'm going to stitch on their birthdays. I have my list next to me, so I will actually tell you which those are and when they have their birthday. So those days I'm not going to choose randomly, but I'm going to stitch on those birthday pieces. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to, in each category, so goals not finished and goals finished, I'm going through the projects in chronological order when I started them. I'm going to tell you when I started them, and I think that's now everything, and I can start showing you projects. I do hope I told you everything. So let's get started. My oldest project is actually one where I have not yet finished my goal on for this year. So the first project I show you is Colorado Mountains by Golden Kite. As I said, this is my oldest piece. I started this on the 1st of May in 2019, and I show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of 2022. So this is where I'm at. So I'm really happy with that one. Overall, this year I want to finish this project, and at the beginning of the year I estimated that means I need around 30,000 stitches. So far I have already done 17,000, so there are another 13,000 missing. Basically 5 pages. With this one I don't have any exact numbers on how many stitches I did, and therefore not an exact amount of percentage I already did. But I calculated and I get to around 77.8% already done. So I'm getting really close to finishing my year-end goal, and you just saw a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year. I already did a lot, so I'm really happy. This is stitched on 25 count, 2/1 10 stitches, needleminder from Danka Designs. Yeah. Normally I would stitch on this one every Monday, to stitch on a golden kite every Monday, and also stitch on my oldest full coverage piece every Monday. That's not going to happen this month, just because I really want to have it arbitrary. So it's a little sad to not know I will get to this project every week, but I really want to have that arbitrary thing during my Arbitrary August. I calculated with my 9 projects, I should get 3 to 4 days on every project. Of course, that's not exactly going to happen, but around 3 to 4 days on every project. And that would be really nice. But yeah, that's color remarks. Okay, I'm going to roll all projects up while on video, because I do not have a whole lot of space around me. It's complicated enough as it is, so you just have to wait for that time. I hope that's okay. The next project is the Chimney Sweep, also by Golden Kite. I started this one on the 13th of May in 2019. And yeah, I show a picture of what it looked like beginning of this year. This is where I'm at with this one. I stitched this one extreme cross country, so basically I have the first page and I move down in columns on that first page, top to bottom, left to right. The first sample I find that's not yet stitched, I stitch over the whole piece. So far a lot of whites and off-white colors, but I really enjoy stitching this. It is stitched on 25 count to light blue even weave, 2/1 10 stitch. Needleminder is from Danka Designs. For this one I wanted to do 11,000 stitches this year, and so far I have done around 6,000, so another 5,000 are still missing. Slowly but surely, a few details are coming to life, so I'm really happy with that. With this one, I calculated my percentage as well, but with this one, I only count completed 10 by 10 squares. So if I have 10 by 10 squares and there's one stitch missing, it's not counted towards my progress. So my calculated number is 17.2% done, which is not enough. I have done more than that. I'm probably at around 25%, I would think, but I'm not sure, and I'm still going with the number I have, so 17% done on that one. Yeah, so as I said, another 5,000 stitches to finish my year-end goal, which means quite a lot of stitching. This year, my goals, or my full coverage goals, the numbers I want to achieve are higher the older the project is. So, yeah. Especially my oldest full coverage pieces get a lot of progress, obviously. And the ones that are newest don't get a lot of progress, which also means most of them I have already finished my year goal on. So that's the way it is. Okay, next project is Norwegian Chip and the Sail, the small edition, another golden kite. This one I started on the 4th of June in 2019. So I show a picture of what it looked like beginning of this year. And this is where I'm at right now. So I'm actually really happy with how far along this one is. I think since last year I finished that page, and started that one. Not sure about that, but I think. So that's actually pretty cool. I might have been in that page already. So yeah, I might have been in that page already. This one is stitched on 18 count antique white Ada. I'm stitching 2/1 full crosses, and I'm just really happy to have reached that page and have started with the border. That's very exciting. The needle minder is from Denka Designs, and for this one I wanted to do 10,000 stitches this year. So far I have done around 5,000, so another 5,000 are missing. I did a lot of this during July because I participated in a challenge by the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group, which is called the Tour de France Challenge. So yeah, that helped a lot to get progress in this. I'm also really hoping that it comes up quite a few times maybe during Arbitrary August, because to know I only have a 1-day rotation on this might help me to get actually nice progress. So yeah, that's that. So another 5,000 stitches should get me a page finished on here, which again would be amazing. And I stitched this one in columns, in diagonal pages, and yeah, I think that's everything I can ramble on about this project. Okay, this one is a little bit complicated to roll. I have a few of those, so yeah, you will have to deal with that, but I think that's okay. Yes. So next project that I have. Okay. Next project is then Mini Magic Mirror by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Anne Stokes. This is going to be the finished piece, and I show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year. And this is where I'm at with that one. So not a lot of progress yet. Overall, I want to do 9,000 stitches this year, and so far I have done only 2,000. So another 7,000 stitches are missing to finish my year-end goal. This is stitched on 28 count Lugana. I'm stitching 2/1 10 stitch. Needle minder is from Just So Heavenly. And basically the way I stitch this one is more or less in pages. This is the only project I started in the top right corner. Normally I start in the top left. And I finished pages 4, 3, 2, and I'm now stitching on page number 1. I work in columns from top to bottom, left to right, pick the first symbol that's missing, do 1 length of thread, and then move on to the next symbol. Except for the black. I'm leaving off all of the black until I have finished everything else on the page, and then I just fill in the page with black. So far this year I have done quite a bit up here, and even moved a bit further down here and a bit into her wings as well. So I'm actually quite happy with what I did, because slowly but surely you can better see that that's actually her reflection in the mirror. You can slowly but surely see that there are going to be some wings, especially if you know. So I'm happy with that, but I really have to get going and start stitching on this one. Yeah, so far it's not really been in my rotation, because my rotation is basically oldest full coverage piece, oldest non-full coverage piece, WIP Go project, WIP Go called, not finished, and random project. And as it has not been called on my WIP Go board, the only chance it gets to actually be stitched on is random project on Sunday, and so far it hasn't been chosen, so not as much progress as I maybe would have liked, but I hope that will change maybe during this month and then going further. The more projects I finish my goal on, the more progress those other projects get, so that's fine. Okay. With those pattern keeper projects, I actually didn't put down which percentage I'm at. I hope that's okay. Not going to look it up now because I don't have it with me. Yeah, you just have to deal with it. Okay, next project is... Oh, one thing I wanted to say with Mini Magic Mirror. I am definitely going to stitch on Mini Magic Mirror tomorrow, because tomorrow is this project's birthday. I started it on the 2nd of August during 2019. So that one will get at least 1 day of progress. I know that for sure. Next project is 4 Seasons by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Jesse Gierka. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year. So this one is quite complicated to show, but I still try. This is where I'm at right now. I think I was somewhere over here maybe, and made my way over to that block. I stitched this one in 20 by 20 blocks over the whole width of the pattern before I then moved down one row. On this one I wanted to do 7,000 stitches this year, and I have still 3,000 stitches missing. So with 3,000 stitches I should be able to finish that row and move into the next one down here, which will be very exciting. I started this one on the 9th of August 2019, so I should be able, or I will be stitching on this one on the 9th of this year as well. It is stitched on 25 count cream even weave, and I'm stitching 1/1 4 crosses. Denka design, needleminders from Denka Designs. And yeah, looking forward to stitching on this one some more. It is one of my favorites. It's just really soothing to do those 4 crosses, and 10 stitch is the faster stitching method. And then to stitch on a full cross project normally means it feels like I take my time with the project. So this one is really a very soothing piece to stitch on, and I really enjoy that. So hopefully getting some more progress into this one. This is one of those projects where I kind of hope to finish my year-end goal during August. If I do that, if I finish my year-end goal during the month of August on one of those projects, I will then pull it out of the rotation and not stitch on it again till the end of the year, or if I maybe have all of my goals finished at the end of the year, or then next year. So if it gets called quite a few times, because 3,000 stitches are quite a lot to do. But if it gets called a lot at the beginning of the month, at the end of the month it might be out of the rotation. And that goes for all of my projects, not just for seasons. I forgot to say that up front. Okay, next project is Start Keep the Frog Prince, also by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Melanie Dallin. This is going to be the finished piece, and I show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year here. And this is where I got to so far. This is stitched on a 32 count light blue linen, and I'm stitching 2/1 10 stitch. And I think so far I did around 1.5 of those diagonals that I stitched, so diagonals 10 by 10 blocks. Around 1.5 finished so far this year. Needleminders from Denka Designs. With this one I want to finish 7,000 stitches this year. And so far I have done about 3,000, so another 4,000 are missing. This one was started on the 11th of August in 2019. So again, the 11th of August this year, I will be stitching on this project here. So starting the next column for sure. It would be nice to do a lot of this. I think 4,000 stitches means 2 diagonals. So yeah, another one where I kind of hope to finish my goal during August. Probably not going to happen, but I do hope for it. So yeah, that's that. I'm going through these kind of fast. I'm surprised by myself, but I don't want this video to end up like 1.5 hours or something, so it's kind of nice to get through those a little bit faster. Okay, next project I have is Raven by Mirabilia. So this is going to be the finished piece. My goal this year is to finish it. Last year I finished the top half. This year I want to finish the bottom half to have a finish at the end of the year. I show a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year. And this is where I got to. So basically this year I stitched all the background over here. I finished the border and then started in on her dress. She started on a 32 count gray linen. I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses. Needleminder is from Denka Designs. And she was started on the 8th of October in 2019. So it would be really nice to finish her before that point, to have her younger than 3 years. To have finished her in less than 3 years would be kind of nice. So I'm hoping for that. Yeah, she is beautiful. I can't wait to stitch on her. Normally I would stitch on her every Tuesday because she's my oldest non-full coverage piece. And that's not going to happen during Arbitrary August, so I do hope she will come out anyways a few times, just to get some progress in. Yeah, that's my ring queen. I'm going to show her in full glory once again because I love her a lot. I feel like I missed something on her. Yeah, I already told you my goal. Last year I finished the top half. This year I want to finish the bottom half. And I think the bottom half might even be a little less stitching, but maybe not. The dress is big. So yeah, it would be nice to finish her during Arbitrary August. And with her, basically for that dress, I'm going to stitch 40 stitches high, a block of 40 stitches high over the whole width. And then fill in the beads for that part and then move on to the next 40 stitches high block. I'm not going to cut my thread. I'm moving from top to bottom, left to right. Whichever symbol is missing, I do one length of thread. So I'm not going to stop at the bottom of those 40 stitches. I'm just going to finish my thread. So I do hope that I move into the next block quite a bit, so I will actually be able to do all the beads in that first block. That's kind of the plan with her going forward. Yes. Okay. That's that. And by chance, actually, with the way I decided to show you with the chronological order, I showed you all my full coverages already, and now I show you all my non-full coverages before I then move into the projects I have already finished for this year, which are all full coverage pieces once again. So kind of worked out that way. Next project, again, a non-full coverage project, as I said, is Sleepy Hollow by Glen & Place. And I show you a picture of what this one looked like beginning of the year here. And this is where I'm at right now. So basically this year I finished all of that border with beads and everything and did quite a bit already in the horse and over here the tree and started the ground. This is stitched on the called for fabric, which is a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Haunted by Picture This Plus. Needleminder is from Denkai Designs. And yeah, this last year I wanted to finish the top row of pages. This year I want to finish the whole project. This one will be my travel stitching for the whole month of August. So I will take it with me to work and stuff. So there might be progress on this project without it being chosen for my Arbitrary August. And with the help of that, I actually hope to finish it this year. That would be the goal. We'll see if I actually manage to do that, but that will be the goal. Yeah. So let's see if I can finish this during August. As I said, that would be really amazing. And it would mean it falls out of the rest of Arbitrary August. But especially because not only the goal will be finished, but the whole project will be finished when my goal is finished. So I can't stitch on it anymore. Yeah, that's that. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm stitching this one 2 over 2 full crosses with the called for anchor covers. There is a DMC conversion on the chart as well as a Solomon's USA conversion. But for DMC and Sullivan's, you might get 2 symbols where you use the same color to stitch them, because the color variation in DMC and Sullivan's USA, especially, or in this color range, it seems to be a little bit less. So I decided to stitch it with the anchor colors, especially because they are easier to get in Germany than DMC. So, oh, and I started Sleepy Hollow on the 31st of October in 2019, and therefore also want to finish it before that point. So I stitch on it less than 3 years. Okay. Yes, I think that's it. Now to my last project, where I have not yet finished my goal on yet, which is Cinderella Rex to Riches by John Elliott. Basically, if you buy this chart, you get more or less 2 patterns. You get Cinderella in Rex and Cinderella in Riches. You can stitch them separately, or you stitch them combined, which is the way I'm going to stitch them. And last year I wanted to finish, or I did finish, Cinderella and Rex, and this year I want to finish Cinderella and Riches, so the whole project. I show a picture of what it looked like beginning of the year. And this is where I'm at right now. So once again, I show you Cinderella and Rex, the part of the project I finished last year, because she just looks amazing. And then this is Cinderella and Riches. And as you can see, I did not do a whole lot on her yet. Whenever she gets chosen, I first want to do all the beads and Krennic buffer, if it is a day where I think I might actually get a good amount of stitching time. If it will be, for example, today, with it all being already being super late, I might just stitch on some DMC to at least get some progress and not pull out Krennic, the beads and stuff, and then realize I have to pack everything away midway through. That's not worth it. But if she gets called on a day where I have a lot of time, I will then stitch all beads and Krennic around her, and in her crown and her earring. So yeah, we'll see about that. I do hope to have a day where I can actually do all those things, because I really have to get going on her. That dress is going to be super big. Basically, the bottom half of the chart is full coverage with just the dress. So I really need to get started on that. It's already August, and I want to finish it this year. And so far, I stitched that. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping the more projects I finish my year-end goal on, the less projects I have to actually stitch on, and therefore get the more and more progress on those. We'll see. This is stitched on 28 count casual linen in the colorway Fog by Pictures Plus. Needleminders from Denker Designs, and I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses with all the called for materials, so Krennic, beads, and DMC. And as is the case with John Elliott's, there's a lot of backstitch, as you can see. Basically everything is backstitched, which will be the case for her as well. So I also need to do that additionally to all those cross stitches. So she will take some time to actually finish, so I need to get going. So I do hope for a few times during August where I can actually stitch on her. Okay, putting her away before we then move on to the projects where I have already stitched on, as where I already reached my year-end goal. So I don't have those in my Arbitrary August rotation. I have 4 other projects where I have already finished my year-end goal, but those were finishes, so I actually did not pull them out. At the end of the year, probably on the 31st of December, I'm going to do another WIP parade, or maybe on the 1st of January, not sure yet, around New Year's. I'm going to do another video, another WIP parade, and during that WIP parade, I'm going to show you all my finishes of this year. Hopefully there will be 8 of them, because I have 4 other projects I want to finish this year, and 4 I have already done. So that's kind of the goal. Yes, now let's move into those projects where I have already finished my year-end goal. I'm not going to stitch on them, but just to basically complete the WIP parade and the mid-year review, I want to show them as well. And I realized the light is getting worse, so I have to get going. There are only 5 of them, so it should be fine. First project of those, once again in chronological order, from the date I started up. First is Dragon Dancer. I have enough designs. The artwork is by Anne Stokes. And this one I did not tell you for Cinderella Rex Riches. Cinderella Rex Riches I started as my birthday start on the 16th of June in 2020. So it's now a bit more than 2 years old. This one I started on the 5th of August in 2019. So another one of those Arbitrary August projects. But I'm not going to stitch on it on its birthday just because the goal was already done. And I have so many other projects I really want to finish my goal on that I don't feel confident to spend half an hour or an hour of its birthday on this project without losing time on my others. So yeah, Dragon Dancer. I show you a picture of what it looked like last time, beginning of the year. And this is where I got to. And this one, the colors never turn out the way I want them to. They are way more vibrant than you can see on camera. As I said, I started this one 5th of August 2019. So once again, another project that is now close to 3 years old. I stitched this one on a 32 count Zweigart linen. I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch. And this year I did 8,000 stitches on it. So I finished that page, and am now stitching in, this page over here. Because with this one again, I'm doing diagonal pages. And yeah, so now this page in here is next, I think, or with this one, I'm going column-wise, top to bottom, left to right. And the first symbol that's missing, I then stitch over the whole page and finish over the whole page, not leaving my threads hanging, parking there, but just finishing the thread. So you can see there's a lot of stitches in those adjoining pages as well, just because I then finish off my thread. So now stitching on this page, and I think I may have finished the first column already, or am close. So that's why it looks a little bit strange. Up here there are 2 pages finished, or 4 pages overall. Down here 2 pages are finished and a third is started. So yeah, that's my Dragon Dancer. As I said, way more vibrant in real life. Those pinks and purples are really beautiful, but they just never get the way I wanted to on camera, which is really sad, because I really love this project, especially for those colors. Well, and I'm really excited because this year I did start a bit more on the dragon itself, so you can finally see something else than background. Very exciting. So yeah, that's that. Not going to stitch on it this year anymore, except if I finish all of my goals on all of my projects. Then this one comes out again, because then all of them come out again. I already have plans, way too many plans, for the case when I finish all my goals. But that's just me. Planning is half the fun. Okay, next project I already finished my goal on is Medicating Friendship by Have Enough Designs. The artwork is by Hannah Lynn. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year here. And this is where I'm at with her. She is started on the 18th of August 2019. Once again, another one of those Arbitrary August pics. With her, I stitch her on a 25 count even weave, 2 over 110 stitches, needleminders from Denker Designs. And basically I move into columns that get shorter and shorter to end up on the diagonal. And if I reach the point where there's only 400 stitches high, I then stop and move basically into the next row, and once again do columns, 11,000 stitches, no, 1,100 stitches, that's better, 1,100 stitches high, and then move up once again until I get too small or reach the edge. With this one I then will reach the edge. So I'm really happy I started that. And the next, so this is the bottom of the piece. This next column will also reach the bottom of the piece, and then they get smaller again. So that's very exciting. Yeah. In those columns, I first stitch all the color and then fill in with black. And fill in with the skin color. I leave that one out as well until I've reached the bottom of the column. In here, I'm not sure if that will actually work, because I probably have to stitch 200 or 300 of those skin colors or skin stitches before I then get into actual part of the design with colors and black and stuff. So, but that's not going to happen this year, so I'm not going to think about it. Did I say I already did 6,000 stitches on her, because that was my year goal? I think I missed that. So yeah, that's her. I have way too much fabric left over here. I think 300 or 400 more stitches till I reach the corner. Okay, that's that. And with her, it's always complicated to roll up again because the fabric just falls down completely. And now I'm roll it. Not straight, but yeah, don't know the word. Doesn't matter. Okay. Sorry. This year I already have finished quite a few of my goals, kind of early in the year, because during May I basically did a goal finish mania, where I stitched or where I sorted my projects in a way where those where I would finish my goal the fastest were on top of the list and the other ones on bottom. And then I went just through the list, stitched on the project until I finished my year-end goal, and then moved on to the next one on the list. So therefore I finished quite a few of my goals in May already, which was really nice, but also meant that I now have quite a few projects which aren't in my Arbitrary August. But, well, that's just the way it is. Next project is another Haven't Enough Designs. This is called Mini Cinderella. Artwork is by Alexandra Daw. And this is going to be the finished piece. I show you a picture of what it looked like last time. Here. Sorry, not last time, but last year. And this is where she is at right now, at the state she's going to stay in until the end of the year. All my projects, or all my year-end goals, are finished. She is stitched on a 28 count light blue even weave. I'm stitching 1/1 full crosses. And with this one, I basically went through the pages, picked the first column, the first color or symbol, top to bottom, left to right, that was missing on that page, stitched one length of thread, and then moved on to the next page and did the exact same thing. And I think this year I finished pages 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is very exciting. So now not a whole lot of pages left, and a lot of progress in her and in the inside of the clock. The needleminder is from Denker Designs. I think I did not mention that. She was started on the 20th of August during 2019. So she is my last Arbitrary August start that I have still going. And I did 5,000 stitches on her this year. She is kind of close to finishing. So if I finish all my goals this year and have a lot of time or quite some time left at the end of the year, I really would like to try and finish her. Maybe stitch monogamous just on her. I never know the word. So just on her until she's actually done, because it is kind of fast. There are only 41,000 stitches in the whole project, and I think I'm missing 16,000 or something like that. So it would be nice to actually finish her completely this year, but we'll see about that. Yeah, I said that last year as well, and here I am holding her up at around 60%. So, yeah. But I'm really happy you finally start to see the way she's sitting with her arms crossed in front of her and her head rested on her arms, the start of her dress over here. So it's just really exciting to see all those things and to actually see the mouse on top of the pumpkin, stuff like that. So yeah, really happy with how she's turning out. And I would be really happy to actually finish her, but as I said, we'll see about that. Okay. Two more projects to go. Next one is another Haven't Enough Designs. This is Supersized Max Color Cliffhanger. The artwork is by Amy Stewart. This is going to be the finished piece, and I love this piece. And it's super sad that I started it so late, because that means it did not get a whole lot of progress this year, which is really, really sad. But let me show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year here. And this is where I'm at right now. So this one was started on the 7th of October in 2019. And this one I stitched cross-country per page, but the pages are chosen randomly. I basically started in the top left corner with page number 1. And then I put all the pages I could reach, either directly or diagonally, in my Tiny Decisions app in a wheel, and spun that wheel to decide which page will be next. And it chose the one diagonally. So I stitched that page and then again chose with the app which project I will stitch on, which page I will stitch on next. So I have 7 pages finished now, and stitching on page number 8. Since the beginning of this year, I finished that page, started that one. On those pages, I normally try to find a color that anchors my page in either one of those corners or wherever on the edge of somewhere close to one of the pages I have already stitched. So with this one, I started in that corner and tried to find a color that basically is over the whole page somewhere, which for this one did not work out yet. There's that part not yet stitched or any stitches in, so if a color is over the whole page in a few places, that just helps me to then count for those next colors. Because with this one, this project has 200 colors overall, and basically I move down the color list, and whichever color is in that page I'm presently stitching, I then stitch over the whole page before I move down to the next color and the next and the next and so on, until I reach the bottom of my color list and the page is done. So yeah, that's the page I'm now stitching on, which is exciting to be in the 4th row of pages. And it does look kind of cool. Overall, I don't remember if I said it, this piece got 4,000 stitches this year, which is not a lot. Would have loved for some more, but at least I got a page stitch. Better than nothing. Oh, and that's something I probably should talk about. This is stitched on 40 count Newcastle linen, and I'm stitching 1/1 10 stitches. And so those are real Heaven and Earth Designs pages. Yes, they are large print, but they are tiny. That's my thumb. They are tiny. I don't have anything next to me where I can actually... Oh, I have a bobbin. Let me show you a bobbin next to it. So, yeah, those are the pages. They are small, which I love. So, yeah, that's that. And because it's a supersized project, I wanted to have a really tiny fabric. So the project itself wouldn't get as big. And it's still, there's a lot of fabric over here. I think I have 5% or 6% maybe already done. So yeah, that's a lot of stitches. I have, overall there are 156 pages. And as I said, I have 7 now finished. So still a while to go. Okay, and now to my last project, which is really good because light is getting really bad. The last project I have to show you is another supersized max color. This is called Once Upon a Fairy Tale, also charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is once again Amy Stewart. I just love her designs. I could probably buy all of them, and probably all of them in supersized max color, because I just love it. But first I want to finish maybe those 2, and those 2 will take me probably 100 years, which I will not live long enough to actually do. So I should stop buying stuff. So this is going to be the finished piece. I show you a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year. And this is where I got to. So this one is also stitched on a 40 count Newcastle linen 1/1 10 stitch. This needleminder is from Lakeside Needlecraft, and it says Happy New Year because this one was my New Year, New Start in the year 2020. As I said, New Year, New Start, which means I started it on 1st of January 2020. And this year I only did 3,000 stitches on this one, which is not a lot. I'm stitching this one in 10 by 10 blocks over the whole first shelf. So basically over the whole width of the pattern, just this first shelf up here, before I then move down into the second shelf. If I would stitch it over the whole pattern in those diagonals would get so big, which would probably mean I need a year to finish one diagonal, and then you just don't see any progress, which I did not like. And also, the fabric would be difficult to hold. As I stitch in hand, basically I have that roll in my hand while I stitch, and then stitch on top of my fingers. So I have that roll like that, like this, and then I stitch over here. And if I have stitched a lot on the left side and not a lot on the right side, the roll on the bottom gets super crooked and it gets super complicated to hold and stitch. without it unrolling itself, and yeah, it would just get super complicated and annoying to stitch, and I don't want this project to be annoying to stitch on because I really love it. And I think I have finished this diagonal and did probably 100 or 200 stitches more than my goal, just to finish the diagonal, and next year I can start fresh up in that next diagonal. And I just, this project has so many details. It does have so much confetti, especially because I stitched the max color version, which means I have 238 colors in this project. And as you can see with all those packed threads, it's just so many colors. But it just turns out so amazingly that I don't mind at all. I mean, look at those leaves down here. That's just absolutely amazing. And those lanterns and stuff. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. And I really love that I chose that tiny fabric because, I mean, it looks amazing. Yeah, I just love it. Really love it. Look at the sword. I remember that was really annoying confetti. But yeah, it's so worth it. So yeah, that's that one, and that's my last project. So I'm now going to roll this one back up, and then I pull out my phone, and we will see what project I'm going to stitch on today for my first day of Arbitrary August. It is already 8 p.m, so probably not a whole lot of stitching today, especially because I think I want to at least edit this project today. Probably not going to upload it because it will just take too long and way past my bedtime. But I want to at least edit it, I think. So therefore, not a lot of stitching time, but I will get some stitching time, so I should use it. So I have my phone over here. So basically, this is the tiny, can you see that? This is the Tiny Decisions app with goal not finished. So all my projects are in here. I haven't finished my goal on, which should mean there are 9 projects in there, which is correct. So let's see what I'm going to stitch on today. Colorway Mountains, that's actually pretty perfect because it is Monday and Monday is Golden Kite Day. So yeah, I should stitch on Colorway Mountains. That's actually pretty perfect. So once again, because it's been the first project I've shown you this video, so I show you once again. This is Colorway Mountains by Golden Kite, and I show you once again my starting point, just because I really like to bring out that project, if I find it. I just threw all my projects up to the left of me, and now this one was lying on the bottom. So this is my starting point for this, and I'm going to start this page over here. Probably not going to be able to finish a whole column, but I'm going to at least try. So yeah, that's that. 25 count, 1 over 1, no, sorry, 2 over 1, 10 stitches, needleminder from Deca Designs. Very happy this one got chosen. And now that's everything I wanted to tell you. So I think I told you everything. If I forgot something or you want to know something more, just leave a comment below. I am kind of slow with answering, but I do answer. So yeah, I'm always happy to receive those comments. They kind of make my day. Of course, if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. And as I said, I will now do the first part of my first vlog that will be uploaded on Monday. So you will see me on Monday. And I hope you have a wonderful time until then. Maybe you even join an Arbitrary August as well. So yeah, I hope you have an exciting time. I will try to upload on Instagram. And while I'm saying that, I already know that's going to be super hard for me. So let's see if that's going to happen. But I will try my very best. And yeah, I hope you have a great time. And I see you on Monday. Bye.